What's going on, guys? MariK here, back with another Dragon Ball Super video. Today, Bandai has revealed their new limited ban errata list, whatever you want to call it, with the upcoming Series 9. Now, I have some words. I have some opinions about this, as do all of you, I'm sure. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it. So they go on to say, starting with Series 9, we have 3 new band cards, 1 card moving from limited to banned, and 1 new errata for our list. Now, going and looking at it, the first card being Objection, like, I 100% understand why they made this decision. The card has been... It's been up for debate for a while now about how broken it is, because ramp can definitely be a terrifying thing, especially when it gets too far. But when you got cards like Objection, and you combine it with stuff like the Android 16s from set 8 and the new Piccolo Surge Leader, it can be very easy to get up to higher levels of energy when your opponent's only sitting at just a handful. The reasoning says, Objection's existence affects every other card we design, greatly limiting future card design. That is pretty fair. That is pretty fair. It is a -2 just to gain 1 energy, so it's not... Advantage-wise, like, it hurts you at the time, but it helps you out later on as the match progresses. So, I understand why the card left. I understand why it was banned. Hell, we had, over and over again, several of us in the community kind of expected this card to be banned at some point or another, so I guess it's nice to kind of see something be done about it. Then we've got Unyielding Spirit Trunks. You know we're going to have words about this one. The reasoning is, this card becomes extremely powerful when combined with Invoker from Series 9, severely limiting future card design. We are moving this card from the limited to ban list. At 4, I will say the card is stupid good. I ran it at 4 from its release all the way back in set 2. I ran it at 4 in every single blue deck before the card even became popular. Before it became a problem, before Storm was a thing. And it hurts me. It hurts me because I really like this card. This card at 1 was not extremely powerful combined with Invoker. Whoever thought that shit is fucking dumb. Like, it's a one of. You can search it out, but to run the cards to search it out, like, that's not what you're going to search out. And if you're running Invoker, you're running red-blue, so you don't want to splash in some of the, like, yellow support that can search out Saiyans. Oh, you could put in the Mighty Mask and search... Are you really going to do that to search out your one of Unyielding Spirit of Trunks and not even a fucking Goten to go with it? No, you're not going to do that. This was a really stupid decision. I've heard nobody complaining about this card. I've heard nobody being like, yo, Unyielding Spirit Trunks is going to be so good with Invoker. No. Nobody's saying that because it doesn't really change anything. The card was already limited to 1. You had to have the card, and all it did was untap 1 energy on your turn. That's it. That gets you what? 1 extra red-blue extra card to play a turn? Once a game. Like, that's absolutely asinine for this card to be hit. If it was at 4, sure, I can understand limiting it, whatever. But it was just a stupid decision, in my personal opinion. Then we've got a card that never should have been made in the first place. Tien Shinhan, Returning Fire. Has been around for the past 3 sets, and he has overstayed his welcome. This card is absolutely stupid. They say this card's effect creates one-sided and unfun play patterns, going against our goal to create an enjoyable game with lots of interaction and decision-making. Yes, it does, especially when it literally kills an entire playstyle. It kills an entire color, that being blue. And especially now, since red-blue is the color combination for set 9, and Tien just requires your opponent's leader to be red or blue, it's too much. But again, this card should have never been made. Especially since it shuts it down your opponent's ability until the end of their next turn. Like, it's so ridiculous. If anything, it should have been only during the turn he's played, but even then, that can make or break a deck. But this card this is one of those cards that, like several others that we'll probably talk about in this video, should not have been created. Then the last card to be banned is Mercenary Tau, Ruthless Trainer. Now, I'm glad this one was banned. Because, again, it shit all over a specific playstyle. They say this card's effect creates one-sided unfun and joy, blah, blah. So, basically the exact same reason as Tien. And, not to mention, it really hurts their other new theme for the game, which is the sell stuff, and the new sell card makes you discard, and that would be kind of bullshit for this one. It says only once per turn, so it's, not like the Tien that shuts you down for 2 turns, but it's still ridiculous. And it's still a card that just shouldn't have been created. For it to literally kill an entire, playstyle is bad. It's bad just in the very beginning. I don't know what the word is I'm thinking of, but it's just bad decision making, bad card design. That's what I was looking for. Just from the get-go. It was just really stupid, and it was one of those ways to just shut down people crying about hand destruction, mainly about sell, which we're going to get into. Then we have our new Errata card. We only have one so far, and it's Broly the Awakened Threat. The reasoning is this card can be used with a wide variety of decks, and as a result is very powerful, creating an imbalance for leader cards. 100% fair. I agree with that 100%. Now, it upsets me a little bit since I finally have the leader. Granted, I've had the leader for a little while. I just haven't built anything with him because I've been focusing on other decks. But now I have no reason to play this leader. Like, the leader was stupid good, don't get me wrong. He was too overpowered for his ability to just let you do whatever. To switch any leader, or any battle card. But now, they've changed it to where you can choose him or a Broly BR card. So, you're now limited to running this leader with Broly BR or not running it at all because sure, you can switch the leader back, but that's not really doing a whole lot, like switching some ridiculous OP battle cards. So this balances the leader out, which is kind of what we need to see a little more of. Granted, it's nice when some leaders can be used outside of their theme, but if the ability is this powerful, then it's like with a Shenron leader. Back when Wish decks were running rampant. It's one of those things that if you're building a new deck and this leader or Shenron are the first leader that you're like, yo, this would be, then it's too powerful. It's too powerful if it can be abused by that many different decks and archetypes. Alright, now, you guys knew this was coming, especially if you know me, if you've been around the channel long enough. I want to talk about this guy for a second. So, Tau and Tien definitely should have been banned. Agreed with those wholeheartedly. Objection was objective, it was debatable, but ultimately it ended up going. Trunks was not extremely powerful at 1, should not have gone. Now that we have seen every cell card, with the exception of the one tournament pack cell card, which they might show us tomorrow, just an initial guess here based on the order of the promos and the ones they revealed today, but we now know this cell is doing dick all for the new support. Not a fucking thing. They all have to get their abilities with Successor. So, why would you use the new Cell stuff with this guy? He's not he's not doing anything that's restricting the card design. He's literally been limited to one for almost a year now for absolutely nothing. They said it was because it inhibited future card design, and then they go and make this Cell support that this does nothing for. Nothing at all. Why would you bother? Like, what's the point? So why this card couldn't stay at 4 or go back up to 4 so we can have fun with some of the old Cell stuff is beyond me. If you're that worried about Perfect Force Cell, which you really shouldn't be, because you've got so many decks that generate so much hand advantage, hand control should be a viable strategy against these decks. You just don't want to, because people are crying about it, because they complain about it, and Bandai just conforms. They just buckle under the pressure, and they do what the masses want. There's no reason for this card to still be a 1. There are so many ways to stop this card from being played. So many ways to stop Perfect Force Cell. He does not have Deflect. He does not have Barrier. It's absolutely insane. If you were not prepared for Perfect Force Cell to hit the board, you damn sure are not prepared for Gogeta Hero Revived to hit the fucking board, which is an infinitely worse card. Triple Strike versus Double Strike, Barrier, Deflect. You don't get to choose what you keep in your hand from his ability. So you can't be like, well, you got to prepare for that. You got to prepare for Victory Strike Goku, both of which I think should have been on the new ban list. Gogeta and Victory Strike should have been on that ban list. They want to promote new shit being played, then ban those two stupid OP cards. But they're not going to do that because people cry about it, which I don't understand how people can complain that those cards aren't broken, that Bandai listens. But then people complain that Cell is broken and they banned those cards. They're only listening to like half the fucking crowd, and it's annoying. Victory Strike, of course they weren't going to do anything about it because they're like, oh, hey, here's new Universe 7 support. Have fun. Have fun with your not fun card to play. It's fun for the person playing it, if that. Because I know most people I've seen play it, they're just like, oh, well, it wins, so that's what they do. That's fine and dandy if that's how you enjoy the game, but you're just playing to win, there's no fun involved. So, why Growing Evil Lifeform Cell is still at 1? I do not understand Bandai's reasoning for leaving it at 1. Their reasoning for limiting it in the first place is absolute bullshit. Their claim was bullshit. There's nothing you can use that you can abuse this card with. At most, what you could do is play this guy, place an Android 17 underneath him to bring out the 5-drop Cell from the Ultimate Box that gives you 2 Cell Junior tokens, and you could use that with the green Expert Deck Cell Leader and the Cell Games Field Spell. That's it. Like, is that what you're afraid of? Because really, that's fucking ridiculous. It just, I don't know, it blows my mind. That's going to go ahead and wrap it up for this video. You guys have heard my opinions. Now, I want to go ahead and hear your opinions. What do you think about the new ban list? The 4 new cards banned, the Errata to Broly, and for those of you that don't shit on Cell, do you agree, or do you think that Cell should have been at 4? Because this Cell is just not, and I know I bring it up quite a bit, and I know some of you are like, oh my god, Cell. Well, that's just how you're going to be. I can't help that, and I'm not going to change your mind on it. But it's absolutely absurd for the people that shit all over Cell, but then they're like, oh no, Goku, Victory Strike, and Gogeta Hero Revived are fine. So, let me know what you guys think on that, and hit me up in the comments down below. I'd love to have a conversation with you guys about it. With that, though, we're going to go ahead and get the frig out of here. Rest in peace, my boy Trunks, because now I'm going to have to fix my deck ratios again. Had to adjust all my blue decks to having, like, this one-of shit in my deck, and now I've got it. Whatever. We're going to get the frig out of here. We'll see you guys in the next video.